The salvaged copper amalgamation project, or the scrap if you prefer dodgy acronyms, was a test to see if my school's brazing hearth could melt copper into a castable liquid. I had about 60 grams of copper, mostly salvaged wires, with a washer and a bracket thrown in. Having carefully stripped and sorted my wire, there was some electroplated steel in there for some reason, I took the copper, put it in a crucible, and melted it down straight away with no problems whatsoever. Copper melts at 1080 degrees Celsius. This should be fine. After all, I was using a brazing hearth, a tool designed to melt copper-based alloy. However, the thing about heat is that it doesn't like to stay where it is, and the more heat there is in one place, relative to surroundings, the less it wants to stay in that place. This means that most of the energy I provide the copper with quickly runs away, so the copper never gets hot enough to melt. Solution? Furnace. Trap all that heat before it has the chance to run away. So, I used some fire bricks that my school just had lying around, and built myself a makeshift furnace. Problem solved. Notice how the blowtorch flickers slightly? Yeah, that's because there's no oxygen supply, as I helpfully point out.
The thing I'm thinking is there's not enough oxygen because this is flickering.
The flame dies in the absence of oxygen, stopping heat supply into the furnace. Oxygen rushes in through the no longer flaming entry point, which suddenly reignites the blowtorch. This process repeats, constantly slowing down the heat supply and constantly allowing fresh, cold air to enter the really quite hot furnace, cooling it down. So to fix this, I shuffled around the bricks of the furnace to provide holes for oxygen to easily flow in through. Now with that done, surely we must be able to melt some goddamn copper, right?
Well, it's molten.
Is it?
Yeah, you don't touch it.
Heat goes upwards, so I put a brick in it to hold the crucible up to where the heat is in it. I also put a brick on it, like on top of it, but I don't think that one really did anything. There's also this.
I was losing all my heat out the back.
That happened. But then, just when all hope was about to be lost, probably, I don't really remember my thought process at the time. I think I was probably more thinking, holy shit, I've built a furnace. But just when we were about to give up, the unthinkable happened.
Boys, I am happy to announce we have a puddle. Oh yeah.
As soon as you put that, well, no, maybe we should not be that quickly. I'll turn that.
Maybe you got the handle.
Yeah. Yep, good. You might be able to go a bit closer now with that camera. Now it's in there. Be very careful.
Do we want to put that out?
No. Might want to push that bit back in. Oh, that's solid.
Like this is probably more important to film.
Yeah.
Hold you in the front.
Okay, so if you rest that.
We can collect brick spots as well.
That sounded good.
Sounded like water instantaneous.
I
We got the top of this day.
I would say that was successful.
It was. There's not many instances.
And this is what formed. It's by no means a perfect ingot, but as far as proving that copper casting can be done with my school's equipment, I'm calling this a victory. Yes, of course I removed the plume and filed the base. What were you expecting me to do? Leave it? As I said earlier, this was the first step of a much longer project. I will be doing more metallurgy for my coursework. The only thing I need now is more copper. I'm accepting donations.